pleasure of introducing Betsy Simon, who is going to be not only one of our honorees, but she's also the guest speaker for today's luncheon. And it's kind of very interesting because I was watching the young ladies today. I met Betsy Simon when I was 12 years old. I'm 52, so that's over 30 years ago. And it was through a similar program sponsored by Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, the Arcanettes. And it was my first experience being a child who grew up on welfare in West Baltimore, actually didn't even know that there was anything called a formal tea. And I remember many sorors who passed on, like Mary Carter Smith or Beatrice Hall, and they came to this affair with these white gloves and pearls. I thought, this is really nice. I just had the hot tea, right, or iced tea, but never knew what a formal tea was. And so I'm so grateful for my upbringing because I'm not ashamed of that at all. But I thank God for the diversity of understanding the resilience and people who volunteered at programs like Smart Girls or the Arcanettes to really help to nurture individuals who may not come from communities where this opportunity is there. But success is accessible to all of us when we share the knowledge with everyone. And so Betsy Simon is someone I've always looked up to. To me, I call her, she doesn't know this, but I consider her a diva powerhouse. Now let me tell you what I define diva as. Divinely inspired, victoriously anointed. She is what I consider a consummate volunteer. For the last couple of years after leaving Coppin State University, she has been volunteering in Northwest Baltimore, she and her husband, Monday through Friday, ensuring that the issue regarding health is actually prevalent in a community, which is Park Heights, which is the largest urban renewal area in the United States. And they have some of the poorest health outcomes. And these are chronic outcomes that are preventable. And so she's working with, so often, of course we're looking here at the younger women, but we have an elderly and growing population that their health conditions are extremely dormant, very cumbersome, and many of them are providing care for their grandchildren, and they're dealing with type 2 diabetes and hypertension and not understanding the ramifications of that. Betsy is active in the community. Not only when you look at the program and you see many of her accomplishments, like members of the NAACP, Morgan State University, Morgan Alumni Association, but she gets up every day and she goes to work without pay. And clearly when she sees lives turning around and she's working with community residents that are really resentful sometimes and may not necessarily welcome quote unquote strangers, but she understands the importance of capacity building. So I'd like to introduce to you who I am very proud of and one of my mentors, Betsy Simon.
Well, it was nice meeting you, and I will leave right now. How does one respond to that? I never know what you're going to say next. But she, as you can tell, is an excellent role model of what happens when you start at the age of many of these young people in exploring new ideals and new experiences. So, to the smart girls in the room, take a look at this, all right? Give her a hand. First and foremost, to the smart girls in the room, where are you? Raise your hands, give them a hand. We learned earlier that they have demonstrated skills mastery and resistance training. Wish we could take that to the world at times like this. So good morning, ladies, gentlemen, young men, if any are here, and especially the smart girls in the room, but also the parents and caregivers and family and friends, school administrators and staff who are here to support you. And we have a special treat, and you know her better than I about being involved in this arena, because you honored her last year, and that's our City Councilwoman Middleton. Let's acknowledge her for the work she does. Now, first I'd like to express my appreciation to the Boys and Girls Clubs of Metropolitan Baltimore for selecting me as an honoree. My goodness, it's among such distinguished women who are being honored here today. Ms. Smith, Ms. Downing, Ms. Scully, and Ms. Washington. It's a true honor to stand with you today, women who strive every day to, and I quote, help shape the lives of young girls in Baltimore City. Congratulations, my sisters in the struggle. You know more than most people, however, the importance of power and the support that one gets. So let me just take a personal privilege for a moment and acknowledge and thank those who came to support and stand with me today. I know present are members of my sorority, my sisters from Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, Alpha Zeta chapter in particular, and other sorors, but I'd like them just to wait for a moment and to let you know they're here in the house, and they stand willing and able to help you do that T Sharon talked about. So that plus anyone else that is here, they're at the back table. You know, sometimes we come to a setting, and my feeling is that each time you come into a room or a group, that you should never leave the same, because within that partnership, whether it's at the table or as you go out and get a meal, you are meeting people that you know and don't know in a certain setting. And I say this is now a community. So whatever we do and say today, it's your responsibility and mine to take it out to the broader community. Until we do this kind of thing, we're not going to be able to change what is happening in the country and the world. And I know I couldn't change it without one very important person in my life, and that's my husband, Henry Simon. He is my partner and my supporter for life. And I declare to you, beyond, so you know I said it here. Before I go any further, my experience working with Ms. Simmons, Ms. Young, it has been painless, warm, and most engaging. I can really understand how the Boys and Girls Clubs of Metropolitan Baltimore have expanded since 2007 and accomplished so much. There are many, and there may be others in the audience like me, who actually knows about the Boys and Girls Clubs, and we are very impressed by people like Denzel and other famous people who speak boldly about the role that the clubs played in their lives. And we should admire them. But ladies and gentlemen, girls, this isn't enough. Even those famous people among us would be first to say that to really know about the Boys and Girls Clubs such as the Baltimore Metropolitan Air One, you need to know and reckon with a dynamic staff. Staff like Ms. Simmons, who makes you feel so special with her sincerity that you can't say no to anything she requests. And then, you know, she makes it easy. Or a director like Ms. Young, who will respond to your smallest need at 2 a.m. Tell me why she's up so late. But then so was I. And I know that they are working among a cadre of equally gifted and committed staff because I read the bios and the commitment statements. So moving forward is locked in for BGCMB. If we should wonder still, take a look at the prestigious board. I know the board's in the house, raise your hands. That fully supports, all right, the mission to inspire and enable all young people, especially those who need us most, to realize their full potential as productive, responsible, and caring citizens. And when we see world-class leaders on the board who are promoting and supporting this great work, We know that despite any hard times we as a city or country experience, there are committed board members such as these who can clear the clutter, allowing the staff to do what is needed for the thousands of girls and boys you have served since 2007. Now, I know one must be very careful when mentioning names, but I must acknowledge one of your board members. She's been before you, and that's Dr. Sharon Jones-Eversley. She is an awesome administrator, educator, child and community advocate, and above all, one that's admired by me and so many others for her boldness and persistence in being a champion for the underserved, making changes while other people talk about it. So kudos to her and all the board members. Naturally, leading edge sponsors will follow a great program with excellent staff and a committed, assertive, and proactive board. So it's no wonder you have more than 26 sponsors standing behind you. I'm sure some are in the house. Raise your hands. Mission, oh, right here. Mission staff, board, and sponsors are rock solid. But without the service population, what's the point? Among the many services offered by DGCMB is your work with girls, especially smart girls. We know they're here. We've seen them demonstrate the skills they have mastered. We can tell from the poem that they have learned the resistance skills. These young ladies know what makes their club special. But let's affirm that. The Smart Girls Club actually is designed to assist with learning about healthy living and how to prevent unhealthy life experiences, practicing how to be fit and healthy, having sessions with the mentors, we heard that today, listening to guest speakers with positive messages, enjoying special activities, taking field trips, participating and dressing up for events like this, all to build skills mastery and resistance training. But now, I just want to talk directly to the smart girls, if you don't mind. May we speak? No, actually, can we talk? Where are they? Raise your hand. I want to know you in the audience, the smart girls. Now, if you feel me when I say something, I want you to raise your hand or sort of nod when I say this, all right? It's really hard being smart, using all of the skills that you have been trained to do all the time. Am I correct? Yeah. Sometimes it's not a lot done to show that you can master the skills of resistance. Am I correct? People expect a lot of you all the time. Am I correct? Things like everyone wants you to grow up too fast when you are smart participants, all right? Feels like you're missing a lot by doing the right thing. Am I correct? You know, it's easier to just be one of the guys today, one of the girls. We'd like to do that more often. So why be smart in the term that we often think of to mean smart? It's too hard. Let's take a look at Betsy, that's me. When she was your age, and yes, I can remember back that far, I really, in my hometown, was known as Betsy Ann, and it often came out in North Carolina as Betsy Simon, and it was all about education, just like you're being trained here. She studied when everybody else was out playing. I know you do that a lot. She could not always do what was trendy. She had to resist. No micro mini skirts or hot shorts. Oh yeah, back then, that was the crave. They're back. She had to go to and be involved in church, more training. She had to respect her elders, all elders, mean and nice, family and neighbors, more appreciation. She had to do homework even when none was given, or she declared to her grandparents none was given. But we're the smart girls. We know better. Homework is always given Right, educators? Did I see you nod on that one? I missed that. But then Betsy graduated as valedictorian of her class. She traveled from south to north and excelled in higher education, though she had only read about what many experienced in her class. She enjoyed the melted chocolates that was covered, the chocolate-covered cherries that her grandmother sent, and $1 bill every week. Never told her grandmother that they melted because she used a spoon to scoop them up. And in Baltimore, she worked in the first intensive care unit, back in the day, and the first burn center in the state. She was able to work with Dr. Peter Sapphire, who helped to develop mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. She was able to work with Dr. Mason Lord, a pioneer in humane care for older adults. She created unique programs throughout the country. She authored a textbook. She worked with major research agencies. And yes, she had a lot of fun too. She found the best guy in the world 53 years ago who loves her unconditionally and with all her uniqueness, and that is Henry. What's the point to that story? Well, like me in the Deep South, I bet you have dreams too. Am I correct, smart girls? Do you have dreams? Let me hear you say, yes, I have a dream.
Yes, I have a dream.
All right, do you want to save the planet? Answer me. Do you want to find a cure for a rare disease?
Yes.
Do you want to explore the moon?
Yes.
Mars? Discover another one or two?
Yes.
Do you want to travel the globe?
Yes.
Do you want to create methods for making math and science fun while you learn?
Yes.
Do you want to make a difference in how we dress and look?
Yes.
Oh yes, I heard that. Do you want to change something that happened to you, but you want to make it better for someone else?
Yes.
Well, only smart girls can do those kinds of things, to the point that we have many that's known in what is known as the Smart Women's Institute, where they look around. Because you know, smart girls become smart women. Smart women partner with smart men to make the world better. Now, why can't we begin right now? There should be no disconnect among smart people of our community, the city, the state, nation, and the world, but there is. And maybe it's because we are not taking the challenge to embrace the concept, and it takes just one group to start. I choose you. Are you in?
Yes.
I choose this whole group. Are you in?
Yes.
You ready to do it?
Yes.
All right, that's better. All right, so now what I want, will all the smart men in the room give me a wave? All right. Will all the smart women in the room give me a wave? All right. Now will the entire group of smart girls stand up and give us your sassy wave? All right, let's have it. Now give it to us with a little attitude. All right, am I seeing a little attitude? All right, now together, let's say, we're all smart.
We're all smart.
Whether male or female.
Whether male or female.
Young or old.
Young or old.
We feel it.
We feel it.
And it's okay to be smart.
And it's okay to be smart.
We will live it.
We will live it.
And that's okay too.
And that's okay too.
Now we're going to share smart living wherever we go.
We're going to share smart living wherever we go.
Because it's okay to be smart.
It's okay to be smart.
And we have no regrets.
And we have no regrets.
Now everybody give us a sassy nod and say, that's what I mean.
That's what I mean.
A little attitude.
That's what I mean.
Thank you. Smart girls, you must take us to new heights and never hide your smartness and never hide the training you have learned. Take it with you, share it. Because if you live it, you will do it.
that was exciting. I was like all motivated. Maybe her to come to Planet Fitness with me tonight. Okay? Do something real smart. Okay.